My next guest will be back in action April the 6th at UFC Vegas 90 when he meets Ignacio Bahamondes. And it is, of course, the Spartan Christos Giagos back on the show. Christos, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I just had some great sparring this morning. I've been working a lot with some, tall guys. So, everything's been going good. I'm feeling good. Camp's going great, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and this is an exciting matchup. And you talk about, sparring with some tall, long guys. That's exactly what Bahamondes is. When you first heard this matchup, first heard the name, what were your immediate thoughts?
Fuck, another tall guy. Because my last opponent was Daniel Zellhuber, and dealing with tall guys is always a pain to get in the inside and stuff. But I think this fight's a little different, even though they're both tall. I think that Ignacio, he comes forward a little bit more, and he's not as rangy as Giselle Huber. So I think it'll be a little different fight for sure. But I like the matchup. He's tough, he's game, and it all plays out for an exciting fight.
Yeah, this is one the fans are going to have circled to watch. There's no doubt. It has been 6 months since we saw you last in the octagon. I can't imagine you wanted to be out for that long. Is there a specific reason? Could they just not find you a fight?
Nah, I was trying to fight. I wanted to fight early February, and I was training hard, like December, January, to like, if a short notice opportunity comes up, I'll hop on it. I want to make sure I was in shape, and then I get the news in January, like mid-January, about fighting in April, and I was like, damn, like I'm already in shape now. So I just made sure I stayed in shape, and just nothing I can do about it. It came when it came, and I just make sure I'm in the best shape I can be, and just work and just have more time to work against the taller opponent. And I'm figuring some stuff out, which is nice.
It's good to hear. We're definitely going to talk a lot about this upcoming matchup with Ignacio. I do want to ask you just, I guess, the lessons learned. What are the takeaways from the loss to Zellhuber?
You know, a lot of my fights, a lot of my losses actually, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. I'm winning the fight. I'm winning the fight, and I use a lot of energy when I fight. I'm in great shape, but I tend to use 100% effort at times, and I feel like I need to be like that all the time in the fight. I never learned to like. Sometimes it's okay just to play some defense to recover a little bit. So I felt like if I could have had that in my last fight, it would have changed everything because I was up around for sure. I'm the only one I hurt Zellhuber, so but I at that moment, I started to feel a little tired, but like not too tired. But I was like, I needed to force action, force action, force action. I kind of panic wrestled because I wanted to force some action instead of just bouncing around on my feet and recovering and taking my time and being patient when I need to be patient. So that's what I've been working on a lot this camp is when I start to feel a little fatigued or tired, it's okay to take a little moment, step back, use my defense a little bit, let them waste a little energy and then jump back into it when I'm ready. And yeah, just something. Yeah, I can't always be gas on the foot pedal, gas on the foot pedal, because I'm gonna end up leaving myself open, and that's what happens a lot in my past, and I'm looking to not let that happen again.
That's got to be real difficult too for fighters. I mean, a lot of you guys are geared towards, let me get in there and finish this guy. I want to get in and get out as quick as possible. How hard was that to just kind of take a step back, maybe execute more patience in training and getting ready for this one?
It's hard. I'm not used to it. It's definitely hard. Because I just want to go. I want to go fight. I like to dominate. I feel good when I dominate. And today was a really good day in sparring because I actually had a little bit of an adrenaline dump because I went with this 18-year-old kid who's like a specimen from Russia. He wore me out for 2 rounds, and then I had a really bad third round. But I was able to, as I was fatigued and tired, I was able just to kind of move around and work my defense, and just try to stay calm, let them work, and just make sure I don't get too much punishment. And I was able to recover and have a great fourth and fifth round. So it worked, and I like the way I felt from it. I like the way I recovered, and it just shows that I don't always have to push forward. I don't have to always be the person initiating contact, because I'm the Spartan. I always feel like I got to hold up to my name. But and don't get me wrong, like in the first round, I'm gonna come after him. I'm still gonna be the same kind of fighter, but just a little bit smarter.
Mhm.
That's what I'm working on. Take the breaks when I need it, and not always be obsessed with forcing action.
Yeah, that makes sense. You mentioned, sparring earlier today at one of the best gyms on planet Earth. Who have been like the main guys this particular camp that you've been going with the most to get you ready for Ignacio?
Um, I've been going with Adam Boris. Um, that's how you say his name from Bellator. I've been
Boris, yep.
going with this kid Alexei Pagande, who's also in the PFL 4-0. And then I've been going to Ro Roberts because he's tall and he actually fought Ignacio, so that's been good. And and then today I got to go with Faraz because he was in town, and Faraz is another tall striker. I'm just trying to find all the tall guys I can, and we had some guys come in now, some guys from Italy who there's a tall guy who's like 6'3" at 170, but I've been going with him. I was going with him a little bit, just trying to get my range down. So and then obviously going with the normal guys once in a while, like Michael Johnson and Nikita, who's another Russian specimen. You know, we got some young cats who are like really really good. Like they deserve to be in the UFC, but they're still building. You know,
Mhm.
so a lot of talent in the gym. But yeah, Ro Roberts, Adam Boris, and Alexia Pagande has been probably my three main training partners so far in this camp.
Very good. And as far as the transition to Florida life, you're basically like a Floridian now. You've been there long enough, right? What has it been like as far as just that goes from like the family side of things, adjusting and just feeling like natural at home?
Yeah, well, I finally feel like that now after 3 years. You know, it was definitely some adjusting, getting used to, you know, being at a high level gym. You know, every round's going to be hard. Learning how to manage the practices because you know, it's always intense every single day. Taking the rest when you need it, and but no, I finally feel like I found my groove, I found my rhythm, and everything's just kind of falling into place.
Who do you work with most for the coaches there? Is there someone specific or is it just kind of like whoever's in the gym that day? Does it just kind of rotate?
Usually like that, like whoever's in the gym kind of rotate. But I work with Sean Soriano a lot. He's one of the coaches as well, and he's helped me a lot with my striking and just learning how to stay in the pocket, keep my guard up. And so I work a lot with Sean. But whenever the coaches are holding mitts for the guys who have fights, it's kind of like a rotation. You know, I go with Henry, then I go with Dieter, Sean, and whoever's there. Oh, Jason Strout. You know, just whoever's there holding, kind of working with them, and all the coaches they step in, give you pointers here and there, and especially if the guys have fights coming up, they're always making sure to give the attention to the guys who have the fights coming up.
Yeah, one of your teammates, he's got a pretty big fight on this card as well, right? Like, what do you think of that main event matchup? Who do you see winning? Obviously, your guy, but analyze it for me.
I think Brendan Allen is I think he's really good, and I definitely see him winning. Not to be biased because he's my teammate, but I was watching him spar today. Man, that guy's on point, and he's just so technical sound, and he's just yeah, and his jujitsu is another game. Like he's just submitted Paul Craig, you know, one of the best jujitsu guys out there. So I just think he can fight anywhere. His striking's great, you know, his jujitsu's great. Wherever the fight goes, I don't see Marvin being too much for him unless Marvin lands a big shot. But I mean, that's the only way I think he gets the win.
How nice is it, when you do have a teammate or multiple teammates on the same card, like traveling together, just that camaraderie? Does it kind of like chill you out a little bit and make you, I guess, more zen come fight week because you have your boys there with you too?
It definitely helps because we get more coaches out there and just like a bigger family, more support, and yeah. So I like having teammate. I like fighting with teammates on the same card because it always makes it better. It sucks being out there alone at times, so I like having another teammate on the card, and yeah, yeah, it's fun. And like I said, more guys to come with us. So yeah.
Wanted to get your thoughts too, just on your division. Obviously, one of the deepest, one of the best that the UFC has to offer. Is anyone going to beat Islam anytime soon? Like, do you see anyone taking the belt for him, or is this a guy that's just going to hold on to it for the next year or two or longer?
I think he'll definitely hold on. I mean, I think he'll definitely hold on onto it for a bit, unless Armin Tsarukyan gets his title shot. I think that'll be a very interesting fight because it was a very close fight last time. And when he fought Volkanovski, I felt like it showed that he's beatable, and I think it can be done. I think it'll be very hard for sure. I don't think Charles Oliveira can do it, to be honest. But I think Armin Tsarukyan has probably the best chance as of now.
Okay, that makes sense. I could see that. Max and Gaethje are fighting at UFC 300. Max obviously is coming up. I don't like this fight for him, to be honest. I just stylistic wise, I feel like Gaethje, I would lean towards him getting the win. Like, do you agree? What do you think we're going to see in that
Yeah,
fight?
yeah. I think it's hard for Max to go up. I think he's too small for the 55-pound division. Like you saw what happened with Dustin Poirier, and
Yeah.
Dustin used to fight at 45, but he was just too much, too big, too strong for Max. And I think that's going to be the same case with Justin Gaethje for sure.
And then this weekend, you mentioned Dustin. He's taking on Saint Denis. I'm actually surprised that Saint Denis is the favorite. Dustin's a pretty sizable underdog. Do you think Dustin's gonna get the upset win, or do you feel like Saint Denis is gonna get his hand raised?
That's a tough one, because I was actually supposed to fight Saint Denis one time. I had to pull out because I severed my pinky. And when I watched tape on him, I thought he leaves a lot of holes open. He gets hit a lot. He comes forward and he exposes himself a lot. But seeing what he's done in his past couple of fights, he's finished every fight, and I think he's very talented. And I just think his mindset trumps a lot of people because I think he was a military Navy SEAL or something like
Mm.
that, and I think he just has a different type of mindset, and he's not afraid to come forward. Even like when he fought Thiago Moises, he was taking him down, so he's not afraid of the jujitsu or anything like that. So if he can keep the pressure, I think he could beat Dustin, but and I don't know, Dustin's very talented, so I don't like counting him out. But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a very interesting fight for sure. I like that they did that. They gave a shot to a guy in the, higher up on the scale to fight Dustin, and I think this will be his chance to prove himself. To see if he's real or not. But I think so. I think Saban, the French guy. I think he's really good. I can't really pronounce his name.
Yeah. Um, and this is a 5-round fight too. Do you think that's going to play a big difference? Because we know Poirier, he's used to those 5-round fights. That's a step up, unless you've done it. I mean, obviously you do it in training, but with the bright lights on, it's different. Do you think that could play a factor?
I think it can, but I think he'll be prepared for it. I've seen him go 3 rounds and finish Thiago. I think it was in the third round, right?
Mhm.
And he pushed the pace the whole time. So I don't think that kid slows down. I think he's gonna push the pace no matter what. Even if he's tired, he seems like the guy that he'll fight tired.
Mhm.
So I think this will be very interesting. That's one of the fights I'm looking forward to the most on this card coming up.
Are you going to be there?
I got denied tickets. The UFC be stingy sometimes, man.
Man, they denied you of tickets?
Yeah, they denied a bunch of people. Ange got denied. He said he requested tickets in December before the card even got announced or something like that. And yeah, they just I guess there's too many requests and there's a lot of fighters out here, so who knows. But Michael Johnson got accepted. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah, well, geez, you'll be able to watch it from home, I guess. It's going to be one
Yeah.
heck of a card. Let's transition here and talk about your next one, UFC Vegas 90, April the 6th. If I'm not mistaken, Christos, this is your fifth fight at the Apex. Are you excited about that? Are you disappointed? What do you think about fighting back at the Apex?
I mean, I like fighting in front of fans. I got to do it on my last fight, so that's nice. So it is what it is. Like it's a fight. You don't get to pick everything, especially like if you're outside the top 15, you're just kind of you do what you're told, and that's what I'm doing. I'm a Spartan. I fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. I never say no to fights. So it is. Yeah, I don't mind. To me, it's just I'm focused on Ignacio. It doesn't matter who's in the crowd or not. So I'm gonna come after him. I think it's gonna be an exciting fight, and I like this matchup a lot.
So his last fight, it was a UD loss to Ludwig Klein. Any takeaways from that fight that maybe you can kind of implement something specific in here to get your hand raised?
Definitely get in the inside. Be aggressive and use the wrestling when you can, because I feel like that's what Glenn did. He used his wrestling. He got some takedowns, and it seemed to me that Ignacio faded a little bit towards the end of that fight. I don't know if the wrestling made him tired, if he had a bad weight cut. I don't know what the deal was, but I'm expecting the best version of Ignacio, especially coming off a loss. He has something to prove. But I definitely want to be able to mix it up, striking the wrestling. But I don't want to be, too sold on the wrestling and let it affect me if I don't get the takedown. If I don't get it, I don't get it, and keep the fight going. So I just want to make sure I'm in his face. I feel like if I could push him backwards, he doesn't do so well going backwards. So I think that's my best opportunity to kind of push him, set the pace, and bring the fight to him.
He does have 9 TKO or KO victories. How careful do you have to be on the feet with him? Does he have enough power to stun you and put you out?
It doesn't seem like it. And I mean, I got eight knockouts myself, so somebody's going down, somebody's getting hurt. So it's either me or him. Kill or be killed. So, but no, he doesn't look like he throws a whole lot of power. I obviously got to be careful with the knees and kicks, But besides that, I feel like if I'm in his face, pushing him backwards, it's going to be hard for him to land any heavy shots.
What's your official prediction? When you close your eyes at night, you go to sleep. What do you think we're going to see here come fight night?
I, to be honest, I feel like we're both going to be hard to finish. I either see myself getting an early knockout or winning a decision. I'm definitely gonna try to knock him out in the beginning. If not, I definitely, keep the pressure on him and go to win that decision. I want to get this win and get back in the win column.
Yeah, and last thing for me, if you do get this win, you get your hand raised, you're healthy. What's a perfect 2024 for you? How many more fights would you like? Where do you see yourself ultimately, best case scenario at the end of 2024?
Hopefully at the end of 2024, I can be getting another opportunity to fight for the top 15. I feel like if I win this fight impressively and then win one more, I think I can get a shot and try to break that top 15.
I love it, man. Well, excited to see you back in there. Great to talk to you again. Before we do sign off here today, I want to give you the floor. If there's anything you want to plug, anyone you want to thank, floor is yours.
Now I just want to say thank you to everybody at Kill Cliff, the coaches, the teammates who helped me get ready. I couldn't do it without you guys, and time for war.